Welcome to New Realities. I have a very interesting technology I want to introduce to people, which is called the Healing Frequency Call. It's a vibration that comes through the phone that can heal the body.
After 10 years of research, our team of quantum medicine has achieved a breakthrough discovery, HFC. HFC can treat aches, pains, and infections through a telephone call. The treatment consists in quantum frequencies issued by a network of computers interwoven with the phone line. These frequencies can generate an immediate and noticeable well-being. HFC can work instantaneously on certain joint pains, whether muscular or functional, and on migraine headaches. It can eliminate certain infections like gastroenteritis, urinary tract, conjunctivitis, etc. HFC can also work on relieving stress, mental and physical exhaustion, as well as insomnia. To treat emotional pains and stress, place the receiver on your chest and your forehead.
Someone who introduced me to that technology is here, Eliane Silverberg. Tell us about this healing frequency call that you call a number and what happens, because I want the audience to really understand this.
When you call the number, you hear a sound, a frequency, and you put the phone, you massage the body wherever it hurts, whether you have an infection, a pain, a disease, and for a minute or two you leave the phone and you let the frequency do its work.
I had the great fortune of going to the Mediterranean and meeting Dr. Haddad. Just a little bit of background about Dr. Haddad.
I met Dr. Haddad in Canada about 7 years, right after 9/11. He, at the time, was working with homeopathy, and he's a doctor, a medical doctor, and he's also a bio researcher. And what I realized as an energy healer was that the homeopathics was raising people's vibration, therefore helping them with whatever disease they had. And so I went to see him in France and in Switzerland, and again, every time I would go to one of his conferences, I would witness a miracle with him.
What kind of miracle?
Someone who couldn't walk, who was in a wheelchair, would get up and walk.
Because of the healing frequency.
It was at the time because of the vacuum, the fractal vacuum, which was a form of homeopathy. But it was the precursor to the frequency of today, which is that telephone number you're talking about.
Right, so there's a phone number that you can call and you put the phone on you, and this will send a frequency that will heal through your body.
Right, and the phone number is 1-866-219-7455. 866-219-7455.
And so you understand energy, so what's your theory about how it actually works?
It basically helps the individual gain more of the other dimensions that we consist in. It weaves into different dimensions. So when you look at yourself from a distance as an observer, you're able to heal traumas and a lot of dysfunctions. But what is pretty marvelous is they have analyzed on a physical level, if a baby or a young child has a stomach flu, stomach virus, we call the number, and within a minute the virus is gone, and it's been proven in
laboratories. So it's a lot of serious illness and acute illnesses, intestinal
and infections.
And he's working on serious illnesses as well.
As well, like diabetes, he's working with right now.
Why don't you just explain what you do with the phone?
First, before you dial your number, you remove your jewelry and you put it on your side, and you don't keep it on, your glasses as well. And then you dial your phone number, 1-866-219-7455. And once you hear the ring, you're going to have to listen to the instructions.
Please follow these instructions. Be alone in a room, preferably. Remove your jewelry, watch, glasses, and clothing with any logos and/or brand names. Pass some water over tattoos and piercings.
And at that time, you close your eyes and you let the phone do its magic.
And the phone is sending a healing frequency. And you think of a situation and you go all through your body where all the pain is. Go ahead.
Do you want to work a lot with the emotional center, the solar plexus, the heart, the head? You want to work with your spine. If you're working with a baby or an elderly, then you do it for them. But you preferably want to be alone in a room or in your car, not in the middle of other people, because it's your world. You close your eyes so that you are deeply connected to your inner world.
And just talk about the connection to the emotions again, what people have to do about bringing up the emotions.
If you're familiar with the new medicine, Dr. Hammer, or the total biology, then you know what represents what, the left side, the right side, what part of the body represents what in your psyche, and you work with it as well.
What were you feeling before?
I was feeling a little foggy and, under the pressure of these kids.
And then how do you feel now?
And now I feel clearer. My head is clearer. I'm more on purpose. I'm more on target, and clear-headed and clear vision.
What do you feel you released with the fractal?
It's not that I release. I don't realize I release. I just relax, and then when I wake up, I am like in the morning when you wake up and you are kind of on the go.
That's what you feel like?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for
You're
coming
very
down.
welcome.
I think that's a really
You're very
nice
welcome.
basis for what we'll see on this trip of that interview on the Mediterranean with Dr. Haddad himself. I'm here with Dr. Haddad in the Mediterranean, and we're talking about a very important discovery he made using homeopathic dilutions. It's a whole new breakthrough in the field of science, technology, and health. Dr. Haddad, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Here. So tell me, what is it when people call up and you tell them, just put the phone on the pain, what's happening to the body?
En réalité, ce n'est pas des fréquences homéopathiques qu'on convertit.
In reality, it's a new generation of dynamic homeopathy.
Alors, cette nouvelle homéopathie a daté depuis 10 ans, le jour où j'ai considéré la maladie sur l'échelle dynamique, temporelle.
It started the day that Dr. Haddad considered disease on a dynamic, temporal, rather than on a symptomatic level.
Dynamic relationship is a relationship between the human being and the time, space he's living in,
Bien.
space-time.
Si vous êtes malade, si nous sommes malades,
When we get sick,
c'est que nous sommes dans un espace-temps et l'organe qui est malade, il est en dehors de l'espace-temps.
it means that we are in a time-space continuum, and the organ that is sick is in a different continuum. The memories are not in your head or in your brain. The memories are around you in the field.
This is the foundation of your research. Let me just summarize. When someone gets sick or an organ is out of balance, it means that organ exists in a different time. It gets frozen in the past, in a sense. It stays in the past
Stay in the past, yeah.
because of trauma.
Because of trauma.
Trauma or incident.
Incident shocks.
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 And the shock is lodged in a particular part of the body.
Bien. La génétique est une prédisposition à ce qu'on appelle un espace de potentialisation.
Genetic is a potential space.
Okay.
Et quand la maladie arrive, c'est l'actualisation de cette potentialisation.
When the disease arrives, it's the actualization of this potential.
And also because of personal trauma as well.
Yeah.
So you have both the genetic and then you have the current emotional situation.
Or event situation.
Event.
Event situation.
And so
Or chronic situation. Si nous regardons un développement d'une cellule cancéreuse, nous allons voir que c'est une cellule qui se développe très rapidement dans le temps. Si nous regardons aussi une infection, ce sont des germes infectieux ou des microbes ou des virus, ce sont des particules infectieuses qui se développent très rapidement dans le temps aussi.
When you look at cancer cells or at germs, microbes, they develop very fast.
more dynamic, yes, okay.
Donc, tout élément vivant dans la nature émet une énergie bêta. Ce sont des électrons bêta.
Everything emits a beta energy.
Yeah.
That's the life force?
It's a pulsing.
Oh, the beta frequency is the
You
pulse.
can hear that on the
So
machine.
the faster the frequency, the more powerful and potent. So in your research, you found, from what I've studied, five different elements, 5 different plant substances that have the highest beta frequency.
That are olive pit, fig pit, date pig, wheat, and honey. These quintessence produced 126,000 pulses a minute.
You know what's interesting about those 5 elements, the date, pit, the olive, the
quintessence,
fig,
yeah.
the honey, and the wheat, is that these are like biblical elements. They've been around for ages. You know, these are, not that I'm interested in the Bible so much, but they are mentioned in the ancient texts, these foods.
Yeah, whether the Quran or the Bible.
The Bible, the Quran.
Yeah.
Mentioned in.
C'est vrai que j'étais étonné qu'après avoir mis au point le fractal, je trouve que certaines personnes m'ont parlé que ces éléments existent dans la Bible, dans le Coran ou dans le Torah.
I was surprised after I found out about these 5 elements combined that they are actually mentioned in both the Quran and the Bible.
So you took these 5 substances,
Yeah.
combined them together,
Yeah.
created a very dynamic
Yeah.
synergy. All
Yeah,
the substances
yeah.
increased each other.
Oui.
And then you made a homeopathic of that you
Yeah.
called,
One, CH, 2CH.
was that what you
3CH,
called a
4CH.
fractal?
Yeah. Nous avons fait plus de 18 types de fractals différents après.
There have been more than 18 different types of fractals.
Ce qui m'intéressait personnellement en tant que chercheur, c'est pas le cas où ça a marché. Ce qui m'intéressait, c'est les cas où ça n'a pas marché.
As a researcher, I was interested in the cases where it was not working.
Donc à chaque fractal, il y a des éléments qui manquent. À chaque dilution, il y a quelque chose qui manque. Nous avons pensé à les combiner ensemble.
At each dilution, something was missing.
Okay.
So the thinking behind it was to combine the different dilutions
Oh,
together.
I see.
All
One
the-
with
all the
2, with 3, with 5. 99 dilution combined together.
You took them all and made one big tincture out of that. One.
Voilà, nous avons eu des résultats extraordinaires sur
Ok.
des pathologies graves avec ça. C'est pour ça qu'il y a 90 000 patients qui ont utilisé le fractal en France déjà.
We've used this
Fractal complex.
fractal complex for more than 90,000 patients in France, and we've had great results with severe diseases.
Wait, so this 99 dilutions together you
Yeah.
found was the thing you were looking for.
Oui,
If
tout
you-
à fait. Pour travailler sur tous les plans de l'humain, à savoir le physique, le mental, l'émotionnel, le structurel, le système immunitaire, et ainsi de
Yes,
suite. ainsi de
Dr.
suite.
Haddad wanted to work on all faces of the human being.
So,
The mental, the spiritual, the physical.
okay, so
Psychology.
Structural.
this is what you call the fractal.
Yeah.
This
Vortex?
99 dilutions.
Yeah.
So what happens to the body when someone takes this? What is the science of the healing?
Quand vous prenez un fractal complexe, votre corps va prendre ce dont il a besoin chaque jour.
When you take the fractal, or the complex fractal, your body will take what it needs.
Every day will change. Nous avons commencé par le vortex, le complexe A, B, C, D, E, et maintenant nous sommes au F déjà en Europe.
What's that?
We started with complex A, B, C, D, E, and we're now at the F.
Okay, so someone takes this 99
Complex
granule that's been,
Granule, hein.
and then what happens to the body? How does the body affect the healing from that?
Ça dépend de son cas.
It depends on the individual case.
Okay, but in most cases,
If you have infection,
yeah, what happens?
si vous avez une infection, vous allez avoir un résultat pour cette infection.
If you have a specific infection, you'll get a result for this infection.
Si vous avez une dépression, ça va chercher dans le passé l'origine de votre dépression.
If you have suffered from depression, it will look in the past.
Nous avons
the origin.
compris que ce fractal ramène au présent. C'est ça ce qui est très important à
The
comprendre.
most important is to understand that this complex fractal brings the individual back to the present.
But how does that work? This is what I'm interested in, the science. Someone takes this, what happens to their body? They have an infection.
Par exemple, hein?
Yeah, for an example, how does the vortex or the spiral or that dilusion change the bacteria that's infecting that person?
Oui, si le corps n'arrive pas à guérir, c'est qu'il a des empêchements pour guérir.
If the body cannot heal, it is because the body has blockages to heal.
Si votre taux vibratoire baisse, vous risquez d'être malade.
When your vibration drops,
Yes.
you might get sick.
Okay.
Si votre taux vibratoire monte,
When your vibration rises
avec des bonnes vibrations,
with good vibrations,
vous pouvez avoir la possibilité d'être dans le présent.
You have the possibility of living in the present.
Okay, so the vibration of this substance you created increases the vitality, brings us more into present time, disconnects us from the past.
Exactly.
I see, and that's why it works differently for everybody.
Voilà.
The big turning point, I think, is the way you transfer the frequencies of this homeopathic solution into sound, into a vibration. What is that mechanism?
En passant par des amplificateurs convertisseurs.
Passing through amplifications of converters.
So you have water, that's
Oui.
a homeopathic solution.
Ouais.
You take that signature, you transfer it to a matching sound wave,
Exact.
and
Magnifying sound waves.
magnifying sound wave, and then you've recorded the sound wave. People call a number,
Yeah.
it connects to that transmitter in France,
In France, yeah, too.
and then they get the frequency, they put the phone on their body,
Exactly.
the antenna sends a signal,
Generator, yeah.
and they're healed.
The different usages, sometimes it's only in that simple way, and sometimes you need the power of the thoughts added to the frequency.
On n'est pas au stade expérimental.
We're not experimenting. We have more than 50,000 people who have used it in France.
Actually, I'm going to show some clips of these people who were treated and had remarkable results.
Going to see a patient who has post-operation trauma. So she had pains on her knees for many years. She couldn't even walk. They removed the meniscus and actually put artificial cartilage. She's walking much better, much faster, happier, lighter, much better. Is there still anything left? Visualize the operation. She's traumatized by the operation. Work faster. There's no more tensions in the knee. This is the way that this lady who came in hardly walking is walking after the few minutes
After surgical operation.
treatment.
I was lifting a big stone, a rock to put, for a parasol, for an umbrella, sun umbrella to block it from the wind for it not to fall. And I didn't bend my knees to pick it up, so everything, everything came on my back, the fall, no?
And you felt it immediately? You felt the pull?
Yes, I felt that. Not immediately, but right after I put the stone in its place, I sat down, I stood up again, and I felt that blockage somewhere. But next day, it's when it really blocked me. I couldn't even stand up. I couldn't even lean down or anything. I couldn't even walk normally. It was really tough.
You were just frozen there.
Totally frozen, no?
And then you couldn't get out of bed.
Well, yes, I could get up out of bed, but very delicate, no, with the slow movements. Sticking one leg before the other and not at the same time, no?
So what did you do? Who did you call? How did you find out?
So I called Dr. Haddad. I thought maybe it would be a solution for the moment, for right now moment, no?
So you called Dr. Haddad.
I did call him, yeah. He told me to call a certain number and put the telephone in the spot where it was hurting. For some sound or frequencies I put the phone on the pain as he told me, and he told me to phone him back right after. I did. Well, before I put the phone on the end, I was sitting down while the treatment, and before doing the treatment, I wouldn't be able to stand up correctly from where I was sitting down. When I stood up after the treatment, it was like nothing had happened. No, I mean no pain at all. No,
Completely cured.
completely cured at that moment.
What's the problem?
The problem is on this side of the neck, like behind, it's on my back actually. And it's this pain when I turn right, I can turn right. But when I go on my left side, there's always a blockage here.
Blockage here.
So I can turn, but it's permanent
Can you
there.
take away your joy? Tant de ces souvenirs.
This lady is traveling in the time space of her memories,
Et le HFC la ramène au présent.
and the HFC is bringing her back to the present.
Will you stand up? Can you stand up? Try like that.
It's better.
Completely better?
No, this is still a spot. I can feel something.
Spot.
Yes,
How much better is it? How much percentage?
much better. 70.
70.
Et à la maman de nous
De
laisser
sortir.
1 minute, après de revenir.
Now we're asking the mother to leave the room for the time being and to come back after the treatment.
Et là.
If you have conflicts with someone, you cannot be treated when the person is
Et c'est
present.
toujours par amour.
Now you visualize your mother and you tell her, Mother, I forgive you and I forgive myself. And passing over the heart and the mental.
Ok.
Okay.
Non, mets-toi debout. Et dis-nous combien de pourcents maintenant c'est.
90.
90%.
90%, I would say.
From pain and stiffness to 90% all better?
Yes.
That's pretty good, right?
Yes. It's very long, no? It's been there very many years.
Is this a permanent fix now? Will this be permanent?
Ah bon?
C'est permanent le changement?
Là, le changement qu'elle a eu, c'est
Yeah.
permanent.
Yeah, it is permanent.
En plus, elle sait maintenant que les problèmes de nuque viennent de la famille.
And now she knows that these troubles come from
Donc
the
son
family.
conscient, il est informé que ces
So the
problèmes proviennent de la famille.
her conscious self is informed about it.
Donc elle ne va plus
The
somatiser
reasoning.
les problèmes de la famille dans cette place.
So she will not somatize these problems in this area
Et avec
anymore.
le HFC, nous avons coupé les satellites qu'il y avait entre elle et ces espaces-temps
And with
conflictuels.
HFC, we have cut off the satellites that are between her and the time spaces. This patient has been suffering from TMJ for the last 3 years.
Depuis trop tard.
Open your mouth.
Là.
She's using muscle relaxing.
Voilà quelqu'un va-
Her mother died about 4 years ago, and after the death of her mother, it was like she couldn't talk, she couldn't speak. Massage with the phone, the face, your jaws, and the area around the mouth.
D'abord,
Tu peux parler?
elle jure que sans sa bouche, c'est complètement détendu.
She feels like her whole mouth, muscles are totally relaxed.
Hein?
Maintenant, elle va parler tout le temps. She can't believe it again.
D'abord,
It's
parce que
frightening.
son choc était lié à un trauma.
Her shock was related to a trauma.
Ce trauma, c'est un espace-temps dans lequel un drame est arrivé. Sa mère est morte.
This trauma is a time-space when the trauma happened when the mother died.
C'est un satellite qui l'a lié entre ses mâchoires et là-bas. Elle est restée sans voix.
And it was a satellite that was relating her to that time-space where she was left out without a voice.
And with HFC, we give present to her.
It's amazing this mind-body connection.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I am Dr. Karim Sefiani, orthodontist. What I observed last time, it's an amazing effect of this technology. What I think is a lot of problems of GMG problems are rooted in the psycho-emotional problems. Tension in the job, tension in the family, stress, time deprivation, sleep deprivation, and I think that this technology has a lot great future in the TMG problem area. We orthodontists, we don't have an efficient treatment with pain related to the TMG. Not an efficient and precise and consistent treatment. And I think with this technology, if it will be easy for us, I will use it in my practice.
Je suis Dr Abdallah Snadia.
et je suis chirurgienne dentiste.
This is Dr. Abdallah Nadia, and she's a dentist surgeon.
C'est une excellente thérapie.
I think it's an excellent therapy.
Oui, parce que je l'ai utilisé, je l'ai essayé sur moi-même.
I experienced it on myself.
On yourself. What did you experience for yourself? Where was your pain?
Une fois, j'avais une très forte migraine.
Headache.
Migraine headache.
Migraine.
And what happened?
J'ai appelé le docteur Haddad.
Elle était à Paris.
J'étais à Paris. Et
She was in Paris
oui.
and she called Dr. Haddad.
Et il m'a fait passer le signal et j'étais soulagée sur le champ.
And after listening to the signal, she immediately stopped having her migraine.
Parce que la plupart des gens sont stressés. Donc,
I intend to use it with my patients who are suffering from pains and who do not have a dental problem, and particularly due to stress.
et je reçois pas mal de patients qui souffrent de problèmes d'ATM alors qu'ils n'ont pas vraiment un vrai problème d'ATM.
I see a lot of patients who suffer from TMJ and who do not have a TMJ problem, but they physiologically do not have TMJ.
Will you recommend this to your colleagues?
Oui, ils sont vraiment très contents d'avoir d'autres remèdes que les comprimés.
Yes, my clients, every time I mention this methodology, are very excited about this new. This will not stop people from going to the doctor or from taking medicine. It's an add-on.
Right.
It's a new medical era that's opening, and that will open a lot more doors for research.
This is an amazing discovery because you are now replacing medicine with frequency.
We have not replaced anything. We are adding a new tool that will be added to the medical knowledge.
Et si j'ai un conseil à vous donner,
But if I have one advice to give you,
si vous êtes malade,
when you're sick,
consultez un médecin.
consult a physician.
Mais sur la route vers le médecin,
But on the road to the doctor,
utilisez le HFC, essayez-le.
use the telephone, HFC, and try it.
Vous allez être agréablement
And
surpris.
you're going to be well surprised.
Thank you for introducing me to the Healing Frequency
very
Call.
welcome.
I think it's a technology that can really change the world
I
and
agree.
spread healing.
I agree.
It's
I
an
agree.
amazing process.
Yeah.
And more vibrational medicine will become a part of our society.
Yes,
And Dr. Haddad is really leading the way with this.
absolutely.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Alan.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.